When a free, open democracy launches secret, unauthorized spying on its own citizens, the consequences of that act ripple out in ways that are hard to imagine. Tonight, in our fourth story in the countdown, one of those ripples is now revealing just how compromised our politics and justice had become. In 2005, Time magazine later reported the FBI began investigating California Congresswoman Jane Harman. The cause? Suspicion that Harman had agreed to use her influence to get the Justice Department to back off two former Israeli lobbyists facing espionage-related charges. In return, allegedly, the powerful Israeli lobbying group AIPAC would put pressure on Nancy Pelosi to give Harman the chairmanship of the Intelligence Committee if Democrats won in 2006. That story and the denials of Harman and AIPAC have been known since 2006. But here's what's new in reporting from CQPolitics.com, that an NSA wiretap, not the illegal kind, but the kind with a warrant, actually got Harman on tape agreeing to the deal. Unnamed former officials have told CQ Politics the transcript shows Harman telling an unnamed person suspected by justice of acting as an Israeli agent that she would, quote, waddle into the AIPAC case if you think it'll make a difference. But that Gonzalez would be difficult because he, quote, just follows White House orders, concluding the call with, this conversation doesn't exist. Here's where the Bush secrecy ripples into our politics and justice. CQ Politics reports that Gonzalez killed the investigation of Harman because Harman was a staunch supporter of the Bush administration's illegal wiretapping program. And Gonzalez, quote, needed Harman available and presumably clean and credible to voice that support, knowing the New York Times would soon reveal the program's existence. From her statement today, Congresswoman Harman has never contacted the Justice Department about its prosecution of present or former AIPAC employees. With us now is Jeff Stein, the CQ Politics reporter who broke this story today. And great work, Jeff, and thanks for your time tonight.
Thank you.
Congresswoman Harman denies that the original phone call happened, denies there was a transcript of it. Anything you can tell us to substantiate your reporting?
Well, I have three sources to talk to me about that transcript and what's on it to one degree or another. Each official I talked to, former official I talked to, had different parts of the story. But they're all aligned. There are many officials, I should say, that know about this at the Justice Department, the CIA, the FBI, the Director of National Intelligence, and other places. And I'm told that Nancy Pelosi became very aware of this as well. So this is somewhat of a secret, but there's a wide circle of people who have known this for some time.
If Gonzalez, the former Attorney General under President Bush, if he killed the investigation for political reasons, A, does that put Gonzalez in any kind of legal jeopardy? And B, does Harman now face the prospect of a reopened case?
I think that's a very tough question. If Gonzalez, as I'm told, asked the intelligence agencies to stand down for a moment with their investigation, to halt their impending investigation for the reasons that he told at least one top intelligence official, which is to say we need a clean Jane to help us on the defending the administration on the wiretaps, then that's not necessarily illegal. You know, he wasn't saying stop the investigation, drop the investigation, as far as my sources are concerned, but he halted it. As it was reported most prominently by Time magazine's Tim Berger back in 2006, the investigation was dropped. What I've been told lately is that there was no investigation, that the investigation never got started because of Gonzalez's interference.
None of the transcript quotations in your story constitutes a smoking gun against Harman. Do you have such quotations, or was this simply the conclusion of a quid pro quo? Was this just the assessment of your sources?
Well, it's possible, of course, that she never did call the Justice Department. It's possible that she told this official, this suspected Israeli agent of influence, that she would call the Justice Department, she would call Gonzalez for him, but that she never did so. I don't know the answer to that. All I know is that she did promise this official that she would make an effort, and this official was saying that he would help help raise money for Pelosi and help her get the chairmanship of the House Intelligence Committee in exchange. According to Justice Department lawyers and the Public Integrity section and elsewhere in the Justice Department who looked at that, that was what they called a completed crime. In other words, she agreed to an exchange of services, if you will. So that's what the FBI was about to investigate. She was not proven to be conducting any illegal activity. The Justice Department, the FBI, was merely about to interview her about what was on that tape, and they were not allowed to do so because of the interference of Alberto Gonzales, the Attorney General. So whether she committed a crime or not, first of all, there's no absolute evidence of it. There was an interpretation by the Justice Department that there was a completed crime, quote unquote, and they wanted to take it further and question her. And they
Jeff,
were not allowed to do
real
so.
quickly, do you get a sense, any sense there was any pushback against Gonzales over this?
No.
Interesting.
No. I mean, it was a Republican administration, and they were under fire, and there were officials who were dismayed by this. These are some of them who are talking to me now. They were very dismayed by what happened and remain bitter about it and say this is the way justice goes in Washington, and it's rotten.
Well, Jeff, it's great reporting. And again, Jeff Stein with CQPolitics.com. And thanks for coming on. Terrific stuff.